What if your garden goes silent in winter, but your orchard keeps feeding you? What if the coldest months of the year are not a season of scarcity, but a hidden harvest most people never plant? Winter exposes a truth most gardeners ignore. When annual crops disappear and supermarket prices rise, food suddenly feels fragile. Many people believe that once the frost arrives, the growing season is over. But that belief comes from thinking too small, from planting for seasons instead of planting for systems. In this video, you're going to discover 9 trees that produce food in winter and how a survival orchard changes the way you think about gardening forever. This is not about decoration. This is not about hobby gardening. This is about long-term resilience, food security, and planting once to harvest for decades. If you care about self-sufficiency, if you want your land to work for you even when temperatures drop, and if you want to understand how ancient growers designed orchards that fed families year-round, you're in the right place. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment where you're watching from. Let's build smarter gardens together. Most gardens look impressive in summer. Tomatoes hang heavy, greens grow fast. Everything feels abundant, but summer is easy. Warmth does most of the work. Water flows. Light is generous. Even mistakes are forgiven. Winter is different. Winter reveals whether your system was designed for comfort or for resilience. When temperatures drop, annual vegetables die. The soil slows down, growth pauses, and suddenly the question becomes simple. What still produces? This is where most modern gardens fail. They are designed for peak season beauty, not year-round nourishment. They rely heavily on short-lived crops that must be replanted every year. When the season ends, production ends. But a survival orchard follows a different philosophy. Instead of asking, "What can I grow this season?" it asks, "What can I plant once that will feed me for decades?" Trees change the game because they think long-term. Their roots go deep, their structure becomes stronger every year. And certain species are perfectly adapted to produce food when almost nothing else does. Winter-producing trees do not fight the cold, they work with it. Some hold fruit on their branches long after leaves fall. Others ripen late in the season and store well naturally. Some produce nuts that can be harvested during colder months. Others create fruit that becomes sweeter after frost. This is not accidental, it is adaptation. In colder climates, traditional orchards were not random collections of fruit trees. They were carefully layered systems. Early fruit, late fruit, storage fruit, nut trees, hardy species that could handle frost. The goal was simple: extend food availability beyond summer. A survival orchard is not about one miracle tree. It is about strategy. Imagine walking into your backyard in late December. Most gardens are empty, but your trees still hold fruit, or nuts, or preserved harvests that came directly from them. That is not luck. That is design. And design begins with understanding one powerful shift. Food security does not come from planting more. It comes from planting smarter. Trees require patience at the beginning. They do not reward you instantly. But once established, they ask for less work than annual crops and provide more stability. They protect soil. They create microclimates. They reduce wind. They improve biodiversity. And certain species continue producing when everything else rests. Winter is not a dead season. It is a filter. It filters out weak systems. And if you design your orchard with winter in mind, you create something most people never experience: continuity. But which trees can actually produce food in winter? Which ones survive frost and still feed you? That is where we begin building your survival orchard. If you want food in winter, you must stop thinking like a seasonal gardener and start thinking like a system designer. The question is not what grows fast. The question is what endures. Some trees were built for endurance. The first category is late harvest fruit trees. These trees don't rush. While summer varieties ripen quickly and disappear just as fast, late season varieties hold on. Certain apple trees, for example, ripen in late autumn and can remain on the branches into early winter in colder climates. Even after harvesting, they store naturally for months in cool conditions. This means food long after the leaves have fallen. Then there are pear trees, especially hardy varieties that mature late and can be stored. A properly chosen pear tree can give you fruit during the colder months without refrigeration. It's not magic. It's biology combined with smart timing. Next come persimmon trees. Many varieties hold their fruit even after frost. In fact, frost can improve their flavor. The fruit softens and sweetens as temperatures drop. Imagine walking into your yard in late autumn or early winter and seeing bright fruit hanging on bare branches. That's not just food, that's resilience made visible. Another powerful winter ally is the olive tree in milder climates. Olives are harvested late in the year and can be preserved for long-term use. While not ideal for extreme cold regions, in suitable zones they provide winter calories when most other crops are done. Then there are citrus trees in warmer winter climates. Certain hardy varieties tolerate cold snaps and produce fruit exactly when you need vitamin-rich food most. Oranges, mandarins, and lemons ripen during the colder months in many regions. When everything else feels dormant, citrus shines. But winter food is not just about fruit, it's also about nuts. Chestnut trees produce calorie-dense food that can be harvested in late autumn and stored into winter. Unlike many nuts, chestnuts are starchy and filling, closer to a grain than a snack. In traditional food systems, they were a winter staple. Walnut and hazelnut trees also contribute. Their harvest comes in autumn, but proper storage extends their value deep into winter. Nuts are survival food, high energy, long shelf life, minimal processing required. And then there are evergreen fruiting species in specific climates that continue producing steadily despite cooler temperatures. What connects all these trees is not just their ability to survive cold, it's their timing and storage potential. A survival orchard doesn't rely on one harvest day. It creates waves of availability: late fruit, storable fruit, nut harvests, frost-improved sweetness. This layered timing turns winter from a food desert into a slower, steadier season. But here's the deeper lesson. Planting the right tree is only half the strategy, because even the best winter-producing tree can fail if placed poorly or chosen for the wrong climate. In the next part, we're going to talk about the invisible factor that determines whether your winter orchard thrives or struggles: placement, microclimates, and design. Most people plant trees where there is empty space, but survival growers plant trees where there is advantage. Two backyards in the same neighborhood can have completely different winter outcomes. One orchard suffers from frost damage and cold winds. The other quietly produces fruit despite the same temperatures. The difference is not luck. It is microclimate. A microclimate is simply a small area where the conditions are slightly different from the general climate around it. Slightly warmer, slightly more protected, slightly less exposed to wind. These small differences can decide whether your winter harvest succeeds or fails. Let's simplify it. Cold air moves like water. It flows downward and settles in low spots. That means if you plant a winter-producing tree in the lowest part of your yard, you may be placing it in a pocket of trapped frost. But if you plant it slightly higher on a slope, even a small one, you may reduce frost damage significantly. Wind is another invisible enemy of winter production. Cold wind strips moisture and stresses trees. A tree that could normally tolerate freezing temperatures might struggle when exposed to constant wind. But if you plant it near a fence, hedge, wall, or other wind barrier, you create protection. Not complete warmth. Just enough buffering to increase survival and fruit retention. Walls matter more than most people realize. A south-facing wall in colder climates absorbs sunlight during the day and slowly releases heat at night. This creates a slightly warmer zone around it. That small heat advantage can protect blossoms in early spring or help fruit mature longer into autumn. Many traditional gardens placed sensitive fruit trees against walls for this reason. Even evergreen trees can be used strategically. They block harsh winds and create calmer zones behind them. This shelter allows winter fruit trees to hold their harvest longer. Now think about sunlight. Winter sunlight is weaker and lower in the sky. If tall trees or structures block light during these months, fruit production can suffer. Proper spacing and orientation become critical. The goal is not crowding trees together, it is layering them intelligently so light reaches where it is needed most. Soil also plays a role. Well-drained soil prevents roots from sitting in cold, wet conditions during winter. Waterlogged soil increases stress and disease risk. Raised beds or slight mounds can improve drainage without complicated construction. This is what separates a decorative orchard from a survival orchard. A decorative orchard focuses on symmetry and appearance. A survival orchard focuses on airflow, drainage, light access, and temperature buffering. You are not just planting trees. You are designing a living system. And here is the powerful shift. Once you understand microclimates, you begin to see opportunity everywhere. That unused wall becomes a heat reflector. That slope becomes frost protection. That hedge becomes a wind barrier. Small design changes create large winter advantages. But even with the right trees and smart placement, there is another layer most people overlook. Because winter food production is not just about what grows on branches. It is also about what stores, what preserves, and what extends your harvest naturally. Most people think survival food means cans, storage buckets, or emergency supplies hidden in a basement. But long before modern storage systems existed, orchards were the pantry. The key idea is simple. Winter production is not only about what is harvested in winter, it is about what lasts into winter. A survival orchard combines 3 strategies: trees that hold fruit into cold months, trees that ripen late, and trees whose harvest stores naturally without complex processing. Let's break this down in real terms. Certain apple varieties were traditionally chosen not because they tasted best in summer, but because they lasted longest in storage. When kept in a cool, dark place with airflow, some apples can last for months. No electricity, no chemicals, just natural durability. That durability turns a single autumn harvest into winter food. The same applies to pears, especially firm, late-season varieties. Harvested slightly early and allowed to ripen slowly indoors, they extend availability into colder months. Then there are nuts. Nuts are nature's long-term storage system. A walnut tree produces food that can last the entire winter when dried properly. Hazelnuts and chestnuts follow the same principle. They are compact, calorie-dense, and shelf-stable. Chestnuts in particular were once considered a winter staple in certain regions because they provide starch and energy. Dried or stored properly, they bridge the gap between harvest seasons. Now think about persimmons. Some varieties hang on trees even after frost, softening slowly. They are almost self-preserving on the branch. Instead of harvesting all at once, you can collect them gradually as needed. This is slow food in the most literal sense. The orchard becomes a living refrigerator. Even olive trees follow this pattern in suitable climates. The harvest can be cured and preserved for long-term use. Citrus trees, in milder winters, hold fruit on branches for extended periods, allowing you to harvest when needed rather than all at once. But here is the deeper lesson. The survival orchard is not just about species selection. It is about staggering availability. You do not want all your fruit ready at the same time. You want early autumn fruit, late autumn fruit, winter hanging fruit, and storable harvest. Think in waves. Wave 1, fresh harvest. Wave 2, late harvest. Wave 3, storage fruit. Wave 4, nuts and preserved produce. When designed correctly, your orchard creates a food timeline. Instead of a single peak of abundance followed by emptiness, you create continuity. And this changes your mindset. You stop thinking in seasons and start thinking in cycles. You begin asking smarter questions. Which trees store well? Which fruits improve after frost? Which nuts dry easily? Which varieties are known for durability instead of just flavor? Flavor matters, but durability feeds you longer. This is how traditional growers approached orchard planning. They selected for survival traits, for resilience, for storage life. And here is the quiet truth most people overlook. Winter food security is not built in winter. It is built in spring and autumn planning. Your winter harvest begins the moment you choose what to plant. But there is still one final layer to a true survival orchard. Because trees alone are powerful. Yet when combined intelligently, they create something even stronger. In the next part, we will look at how to design your orchard as a long-term survival system, not just a collection of trees. Planting 9 winter-producing trees is powerful. Designing them as a system is transformative. Most people think in terms of individual trees. 1 apple here, 1 nut tree there, maybe a citrus in the corner. But a survival orchard is not a collection. It is a network. When you design it correctly, each tree supports the others. Start with diversity. If you plant 9 trees of the same type, 1 disease, 1 extreme frost, or 1 pest problem could wipe out your winter supply. But if you plant a mix, late apples, hardy pears, persimmons, chestnuts, walnuts, citrus in suitable climates, you spread risk. Diversity is insurance. Next, think about layering. Tall nut trees can provide wind protection. Medium fruit trees can sit behind them in calmer zones. Smaller trees can fill protected pockets. This layering reduces stress and creates microclimates naturally over time. As trees mature, they create their own protection. Leaves fall and build soil. Roots stabilize the ground. Shade reduces extreme temperature swings. Over years, the orchard becomes stronger than the individual trees that started it. Now consider spacing. Crowding may seem efficient, but overcrowded trees compete for light and airflow. In winter, poor airflow can increase moisture problems. Proper spacing allows sunlight to reach lower branches during shorter days and keeps trees healthier long-term. Health equals productivity. Then there is maintenance. A survival orchard is not neglected. It is low maintenance, but intentional. Pruning improves structure and sunlight penetration. Removing weak branches reduces breakage under snow. Mulching protects roots from temperature extremes and builds soil slowly. Notice something important. Everything we are talking about is long-term thinking. A tree planted today may take several years before full production. That delay discourages many people. They want quick results. But winter food security cannot be rushed. The person who plants today harvests tomorrow. The person who delays stays dependent. And here is a powerful mindset shift. You are not planting for this winter alone. You are planting for the next 20. Every year your orchard matures, winter becomes less threatening, less uncertain, less expensive. You walk outside in cold weather, and instead of seeing emptiness, you see structure. Branches that will bloom, nuts that will form, fruit that will ripen when the world slows down. The survival orchard also reduces pressure. If one crop fails, others remain. If one tree underperforms, another compensates. The system absorbs shock. That is resilience. And resilience is not loud. It is quiet and steady. It grows slowly. It strengthens year by year. The greatest mistake modern gardeners make is focusing only on short-term yield. The greatest strength of a survival orchard is long-term stability. You are not chasing abundance for one season. You are building continuity across decades. And when you design with that perspective, winter stops being something you endure. It becomes something you are prepared for. Winter reveals the truth about your garden. When annual crops disappear and shelves empty faster, the orchard remains. 9 trees planted with strategy can turn the coldest months into a season of quiet harvest. Not explosive abundance, but steady provision. Fruit hanging on bare branches. Nuts stored from autumn. Food that waits for you instead of rushing past you. A survival orchard is not about fear. It is about foresight. It is about planting today so that winter never catches you unprepared. If this changed the way you see winter gardening, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments which tree you would plant first. Because the strongest gardens are not the ones that grow fast. They are the ones that keep producing when everything else stops.